So continuing on our SureSend videos, this one is going to be about reviews. We get asked this question a lot. When do I ask for a review? How do I ask for a review? How do you automate asking for a review? So we're going to cover that and a couple different answers to it, because it's not as simple, this is the email template you send at this point, because it could be different processes, it could be different steps. And the difference really is dependent upon, are you a solo agent? Are you a team? And are you a team that has administrative or VA help that could handle the workload that could potentially create? So knowing that, it's kind of a nuanced answer. So let's get started. So we are in the SureSend automations page. I already have created some demo email templates, but in case that you haven't seen this, let me show you. When you create an automation, so let's call this post-closing demo. I'm going to share this automation. I don't want to pause this one when the lead responds. So new lead automations, I would pause if they respond, because you don't want the subsequent emails to go out trying to connect with them when they are responding to connect with you. But in this instance, we're going to be offering our gratitude for having worked together, asking for a review, and then going on in how you're going to drip them. You don't need that to pause, right? They can continue on. So we are going to not have that checked. Okay, this is our post-closing demo. So for this stage, I want to show you that before we build the automation, let me get my video out of the way. If you wanted to send an email, you do need a trigger. We'll get to that in a second. You can type out custom emails here, but you have to have the email template already built. You can't build the template here. Does that make sense? So, or yes, you can, right here. No, what I want to show you, it's hard to see the custom fields available. That's what it was. It's not that you can't do it. It's that it's hard to see the custom fields available. So I like to do it over in the email template section. So let me go over here and I'll show you. Let's see, demo. That's what I call it, post-closing. So here, name the template, and we always suggest naming it in the order that you're going to use it, so that when you're over there, back there in the automations page again, you can just pull up 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. Share it with your team, categorize and tag if you'd like. Slash command, I think people use that more if you're pulling up the template and sending it from the client profile, not so much you need a command so much for the automated emails. Subject line, there's your body. So we always start with gratitude first. So this is number 1. And then let's look at number 2. Oh, I forgot to show you. I talked all about the merge fields, and I forgot to show you while we're in there. Where's my demo one? Demo. Okay. So all the merge fields are down here. And if you just click on them, that copies them, and you can paste them directly into, like that, paste them into email template. See that? Love it. So that's why I want to show you the difference. You can create the email template from the automations, and maybe that works. Maybe you don't need to use merge field, but I just want to show you the difference there. So when I created let me unlink it. Okay. Because I want to show you the important part of this is you need to link your Google, Realtor, Zillow, Rate My Agent, etc., etc. We recommend doing one platform at a time. So let's say you want to build up your Google reviews first, then maybe after 6 months, change it to your Rate My Agent or something like that. We recommend that more so than putting multiple different prompts on here, because when there's multiple, people are going to see it and say, I don't have time to do that, and shut down and not do any. So just do one at a time. But like I said, if you want to build up a different platform, just go ahead and set yourself a reminder in 6 months to change that out, and just review us on Rate My Agent, change it there. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to pull up any link. You will want to get the link you need, but I'm just pulling up any link. Here's our SureSend page. Okay. Open that link in a new tab. You can change the color. What you want to make it hot pink. And we're going to insert that. So now I'm going to check it. I'm going to open it in a new tab, make sure that was the link that I wanted it to be. Yes, it was. Wonderful. Always check that. So you have your merge field. Hi, Susan, over the past years, ask for the review. If you don't know what to write, I've included simple questions to help you to make it easy as possible. Here's the link. Here's the simple ask. Here's the link. Here's a prompt. Again, simple ask, one review. Here's the link to it. Here's the prompt if you don't know what to write. Simple. Let's hit save on this. So if you have more you wanted to build onto your post-closing, but get started with this, right? Get started with this. Okay, so now you have this built. Let's go over into our automations. And again, this would be perfect for a small team that doesn't have anybody to help handle the workload that we'll talk about in these more setups in a minute. Okay, so we always like to trigger from the stage change, not from a deal stage. Why is that? So we're doing past client. If they have two deals, if they're buying and they're selling, if you triggered a post-closing drip at the end of one of those transactions, but the other one's continuing on, it feels out of step. So we always use and suggest the past client stage, your stage change being the trigger for any post-closing. We like to add a tag of past client, automated right there. We've also been adding a task for the agent to remind them, fill in custom fields. So if you have custom fields they need to fill in at the end, it might be automated, but maybe have them check on custom fields. How about ensure custom fields? Ensure custom fields are completed. So the ones that I am reminding agents about are our birthday and first year home anniversary. That will trigger separate automations. That's why I wanted to set a reminder. We'll do other, and I want that to go to the, the assigned agent. Lead owner, excuse me. There we go. I'm gonna hit save so we don't lose this progress. Okay, we're gonna do a time delay of 1 day. Yes, you can change this minutes, hours, days. I always like to do business hours, 1. I'm gonna make a copy of that. You'll see why in a minute. After that 1 day, I want to send that email. The action is send email from the assigned user. We're going to pull up that post closing number 1, the demo one I made. Post closing number 1, and there it is. There's my email template. I'm going to wait 14 days, and then I'm going to send another email. So I like to just make one, make a copy, make one, make a copy. What I mean by make one is send an email and the delay. I just kind of copy them and then change the details. Okay, now this assigned user, but this needs to be number 2. Post closing number 2 demo. Number 2 demo. Okay, and that's where we had the ask. That's where we changed the link. Let's hit save on here. So now, when you change them to past client, writing the tag of past client, creating a task to remind the agent to fill out custom fields, and you can add whatever custom fields you need them to take care of, or just ensure, just have them take a look at it, make sure it's filled in. Waiting a day, sending an email, offering gratitude for having worked with them. You always want to do that before you ask for a review. Waiting 14 days and then asking for a review. You don't want to ask for it right away. They're busy. They're moving. Give them a minute. Obviously, you can go on and do more things, but for the sake of this, we're going to stop here on this automation. Okay. Now, maybe you approach reviews in a different way, and this is something that we do. We kind of do a hybrid approach. If somebody is showing the eagerness to provide you a review before you get to the end of the transaction, and this has become common practice for your team, and you want to manually send that out, like you can't automate it, it kind of just happens naturally. Maybe you had really great negotiations, you want to maybe do it when you go under contract. I don't know. Like maybe you want to do it at just really like organic, natural time. You don't want to automate it. If that happens, you would change this, and instead of sending that email step, right? We want to ensure that review got submitted by the client, right? So what we do at that point is we create a task. And this is what I was talking about if you have people on your staff to help you handle the workload. So we're going to check for review. Why can't I type today? If review not good, send email template post closing number 2 demo, right? You're going to make this a manual and you're going to assign it to the who is the responsible party on your team, an admin, a VA, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a specific user on our team. For this example, Jessie Clean is going to be our admin. Oh, this got moved. There we go. So what we've done is instead of automated sending that review request, because our team has decided to do it at more organic times, saying this might be the way that you do it, but we still want to ensure that we got that review. So when a VA is checking this, they're checking for review. There's also the opportunity to create another automation that is going to remind the client of the review request if they did not find a review written by Susan. Susan, you sent out the request. She was so excited at going under contract. You sent out the review request, but she never remembered to submit the review. You want to remind her. You can have the admin trigger an automation. So I built that out. So let's look at that as well. Review reminders. Steps, but I built out the email template so you don't have to watch me do that again. So let's say asked for review. So you're going to add this tag when you sent out that email template manually. The agent's going to add a tag that said asked for a review, right? You can do it then, or you can do it. No, that's when you don't do it. Okay, sorry. I was thinking of something else. Let's put in some time delays. And we do 7, only business hours, days. I'm doing 2, 3. I'm going to change this. I think I'll do 2, 14, 21. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here and send my email, which was review reminder. Search review reminder, review request reminder. I wrote this email that was just, it says, remind them. And then the next one, number 2. Oh, is it coming from the assigned agent? Oops, see, I missed that step. There we go. I'm going to hit save because I made a couple changes right now. Okay. Review request reminder number 2. And then review request reminder number 3. So our VA is taking care of these steps, and he is ensuring that if the review has been sent to us, whatever avenue, Google, whatever, that this is paused and this does not continue to remind them. This is an extra layer if you want to do them. This is just to help really get those reviews going. So after somebody provides you a review, we tag them as a VIP past client. Another behavior that we tag for a VIP past client is if somebody posts about you in a group, sends a referral, like they take some sort of action to express, the gratitude and appreciation and that. So let's say, your admin is looking through, the community group for your CRM, and there was a shout out by one of your clients, and you notice that client never left you a review though. They're providing, feedback to you and other, except for they never provided a direct review. That was an opportunity missed, right? We want to take that past client from an online superfan, what I was looking for, to someone that has also left a review. That was an opportunity missed. So the process though, you got to be intentional about it. You don't want to just cold blast people you haven't spoken to in a period of time and ask for a review. Not advised. Do not do that. But identify in your system through whatever avenues are available to you, who is what would be quote unquote a super fan that has provided feedback to you, but not exactly providing the review by talking about you in a community group, sending you referrals, how else they've shown that they are a fan of your work and your product and your service, but haven't provided that review. identify them, tag them, and then set up a process where your admin handles this only like 1 or 2 a day because it can get labor intensive, where you want to provide value first. So the admin reaches out, offers something of value. For us, it's, guides or courses. You could be CMAs, market check-ins. I don't know, it could be guides as well. Once the value is delivered and your relationship has been warmed up, and then you transition to the review link. That's why we're only doing 1-2 a day at tops, where we reach out to people that we've identified through different avenues. Maybe they come to your events. Maybe, they keep sending you clients, but you never got a review from them. Reestablish, then ask for the review. So match your review strategy, to the current help and the size of the team that you have, if you will. Start with simple, with 100%, automated, and then do these more nuanced things of like, okay, we want to ask for a review. We're noticing that we can ask for a review a little bit earlier, so we maybe get more. We don't lose people in the process of time, and then ask them when they're on, in the middle of moving. So, or 2 weeks after they've closed, which we still think is the best. But anyway, you see how you can kind of set it up, get it going, and then maybe tweak it as you go and have help. If you're a solo agent, just stick to that first automated one. All right, I hope this was helpful.